Hello, amazing people. Welcome back to another yet exciting session, another exciting episode. I'm happy to be doing this, to be sharing my thoughts, my knowledge, my understanding on some certain subject areas or various certain subject areas, and how we that are change makers, we that we consider ourselves wanting to create change in the world, wanting to leave an impact in the world beyond us, leave a footprint, leave a mark on this little rock we call Earth. Is very, very important that we imbibe some of all these characteristics, of all these elements, principles that I will be sharing from time to time. So today I want to just this particular topic I want to touch on and what it really means for we that consider ourselves change makers. So the idea is the concept on parallel universes. So parallel universes or parallel universe is the idea that you as an individual can exist in different places at the same time. So it's a concept that I was opportune sort of to hear from great speaker, beautiful mind, Dr. Lakule Shorian. So he explicates on the idea that we as an individual, it is very, very important that it is necessary for us to create systems, build solutions that enable us to exist in the minds of people who are considering us as somebody that is of value or considers us as a value center where they can come up to or where they can interact with to pick value from in one way or the other. Why it is possible for us to build solutions, to build systems that enable us to exist at the same time but differently with different interactions. So what this means is, let's say you, for example, as an individual, you are first of all, maybe you've married, you have kids, you own multiple businesses. So first of all, you are a father. First of all, you are a husband first to your wife. Then you exist as a father to your children. Then you exist as the boss in your workplace. Then maybe you are opportune to have business in real estate. You have businesses in consumable goods or movable goods. So let's say, for example, you can exist as somebody's employee in the real estate sector. You can exist as somebody's employee also in consumer goods or movable goods industry, like in that spectrum that you produce for. You can also exist as, let's say, you happen to be an influencer of some sort, so you can also project yourself as an influencer again. So just sort of existing in a parallel universe, that's existing in multiple places at the same time without necessarily moving physically to exist in that place. Is why the internet has enabled us to sort of exist in that sort of spectrum in this new age, in this new dispensation. So what am I driving at here? In order for us to build a system or build a solution that would enable us to exist in this spectrum or communicate with having the idea to exist as a parallel universe, it is important that we first of all start building from we ourselves, from our personal development ourselves, so from our being, from our individual. So in order for us to project or move towards that stage where we have systems in place that enable us to exist at that variant or at that different space, it's important that we as individuals, we start building that persona, that individuality that enabled us to exist in this kind of spectrum. So what do I mean? So let's say, for example, you're a young person, you probably to have a job, a place where you work hard. You also, maybe you've rented a house, you have some sort of relationship you portray with your landlords, you have some sort of relationship you portray with your boss at work, you have some sort of relationship you portray with your colleagues at work, you have some sort of relationship you portray with your family, for example, or your people that are closely knitted towards you. So what am I saying? In essence, I'm saying your value system or your core value should be the same across all spectrum. This is vital. But how we go on to deliver these values across multiple facets that we interact with, or across multiple places, events, people that looks up to us as a value center where they can derive value from, must be different. So somebody should not be able to look at you and say, oh, this person, this is the way he's, like tell you verbatim how you exist in various places. No, they should see you in another setting and look at you and be like, wow, so you have this other side towards you, have this other sphere towards you. They shouldn't be able to pinpoint and say, oh, this is where you are one and all throughout. In order for us to live purposefully and make a change that is deeply rooted and people coming after us can find relevancy, it's important that we exist differently, when we are interacting with different people, in relationships that are two-way driven when value is concerned. So what am I talking to? What am I speaking on particularly? I'm speaking on the idea that we should begin to practice how we deliver the core value that we possess. So if you notice that, okay, in this workspace, I like to be projected as somebody that is, that has great interpersonal skill, but at the same time, punctual, delivers effectively and efficiently on every task equated onto him or her. I'm straightforward, I'm honest, integrity is there, everything is key. So you sort of craft out a system that enables you to exist in that sphere or in that sort of value center or value exchange relationship. So let's say, for example, also you exist in a place where you've sort of rented a house and you want to craft a relationship that foster that tenancy relationship. So you can say, okay, I want to exist as somebody that is jovial, but at the same time serious about what he does. So just sort of not allowing people to be able to pinpoint or aggregate, their understanding of you just in one single goal. There should be some sort of mystery towards you in the sense that they're not able to predict who you are as a person necessarily. What this does is enables you become grounded in yourself, in your being, in that you are not somebody that is sharing yourself loosely, to people. You understand? You are existing in multiple facets, but yet at the same time. So when you do this very well, when you are now going to a level that you want to be elevated towards building that system in place in terms of businesses, relationships are now growing bigger. It will enable you transcend because you've built it internally within yourself. Then you can now transcend into building systems and structures that enable you to project yourself differently across different facets or across different, touch points that looks up to you as a value center or as a value exchange relationship. So this is what I thought to share this week, guys. Share your thoughts, share your comments on what you really think about this and why it's important that we exist differently across different exchange relationships we find ourselves. One of you have said that it enables us, not share ourselves loosely. It enables us also to become grounded in ourselves, having depth, having some level of mystery to us. Also share other reasons why it's important that we continue to practice this. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.